Hello everyone, welcome to this video on an overview of Payroll Module in IFW Campus ERP 2.0. During this video, you will have a look and feel about the product. In the module list at the left, there is a module Payroll, which is basically divided into three parts: Masters, Forms and Reports. Let's have a look at the dashboard of this module. The dashboard allows you an easy access to each and every form through a single page. First of all, we will look into the master section. The form allowance and deduction allows you to create your allowances and deductions that are being provided to the employees. Like, first of all, you have to select whether it is an allowance or a deduction, select a company, give a code and a name of the particular allowance or deduction, the order level and the order in report. Order of evaluation means the order at which your allowance or deduction will be evaluated when the formula is applied on it, and the order in report means the place where your allowance or deduction will be displayed in the report. There are several more options like round off final amount, seal final amount based on attendance, including taxable salary. It means that you can check and uncheck the options as per the requirement. Round off means rounding off the decimal amounts to the whole numbers. Seal final amount, it means rounding up the amounts based on attendance, whether your allowance or deductions are based on the attendance of the employees, and if they are included in the taxable salary, you have to define certain rules. Like, you have to select the income tax category, you have to give the maximum limit and click on add. After that, you can also check PDA. PDA here means the post deduction allowance. Means that allowance will be given after the deductions are made from the salary. There are several options which are only applicable on deductions, like when you select deduction, gratuity, whether it is a gratuity amount that is being deducted from the salary, whether it is a security deduction, and these deductions will be made till which month from date of joining. For example, till 6 months from date of joining. So this is how your entries are being done here, and you can save the final records. There are two options given here, like export and export plus. These options allow you to extract the data which you have already inserted. When you click on export, there are several options, like you can export the data in HTML, PDF, Excel and CSV. Export section gives you the direct data as it is listed in the listing section without any modifications. On the other hand, Export Plus allows you to modify your reports and extract them. Like, you want the allowance code first, name, type and then the ledger. You also want serial number and you want the sorting done by the name. This is how you selected your options. Click on export and print. This is how you generated the report as per the desired requirement. You can also save your template by giving a template name. Click on save. This is how your template has been saved. Next time when you go to Export Plus, you can find your saved template under this section, Report Template. Allowance deduction details. And these are the selections that you have done and saved. This avoids the rework of user each and every time you want to generate the report. This is the simple process of generating the reports or extracting the entered data. Next, we move on to another form, that is income tax categories. On the form income tax category, you have to define your categories. Like, give a category name and define the slabs in which your deductions are being done and the percentage of deduction that will be made in the salary. For example, from this particular amount, to this particular amount, 5% deduction will be done. Next, from this particular amount to this particular amount, 20% deduction will be done from the salary. So this is how you have to define your deduction slabs. After defining the deduction slabs, you have to define your tax slabs, like you have to give a tax name, the percentage and the priority of the tax slab. This is how you can create your tax categories, and these tax categories will be then shown on the TDS exemption laws while you making the formulas. Let's look at the example. Give a law name, then select the categories which have been created on the income tax category form. After that, you have to give the exemption formula. That what will be your formula for the exemption. You have to enter your formula here and save the records. This is how income tax categories are created and TDS exemption laws are made. There is a feature, salary variables. Salary variables are used at those places where the amount of deduction or allowance varies from employee to employee. For example, we created a conveyance allowance variable, CAV. It means that the conveyance allowance is different for each and every employee with a varied amount. That's why we have created a variable. We will see its functionality further in this module. Now it's time to define your salary schemes. This is the place where you will insert the formulas for your salaries. Let's have a look at how these formulas are inserted and how the salary variables are used that have been created. Give a salary code, give a salary name. These are the scheme names that are to be given. Select the company through which this salary will be paid and the category, whether it is for academics, for administration, non-academics, etc. Now how you have to do is, whenever you want to define your formula, select whether you wish to define for allowance or for deduction. Let's say we are defining it for allowance. All the allowances will be listed here, and if you are defining it for deduction, your deductions will be listed here, like this. Let's see how we can define a formula for HR. You have to choose an option like whether this allowance will be given every month, or if you are defining the deduction, whether the deduction will be done every month or for a selected month. Here you can select multiple months, like these deductions or allowances will be applicable only for March, April and July, August. Let's see. So these are the months for which you are giving the allowances. So this is the provision. Here we are providing for every month. You can also insert a direct amount. If it is a fixed amount for each employee, you can insert it here like this. If it is based on the basic salary or gross salary or net salary or any other evaluated formula you are applying, you have to use this formula option here. Now how we will define that? Suppose you are giving 10% of basic salary as HR. So how will we define? There are two operators. One is the operator which gives you the arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, brackets, etc. And the relational operators which gives you the relational operations like if, else, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. So you can use these features here. Let's say we are creating a formula for HR. We are taking 10% of basic salary. We added the amount here. We can use these operators and use these direct options given here, like you want 10% of basic salary, so select the basic salary directly and add it. Close the operators again. Click on add. This is how you have created a formula for your allowance. Similarly, this will be created for deductions. Once you have created all your formulas for allowance and deductions, you can save your records using this save button. You can add any detail using this. Now let's see how the variables that we have entered in the master, they are used. Let's say we create a formula for conveyance allowance. Now the value is different for each and every employee, so we are using this salary variable here. We will select our variable and click on add. So this is how the variable has been added in the formula. Once the variable has been added, you can use this variable further as it will be shown in this video. You can save these records. Once these records are saved, you can extract the entered details using the export and export plus features. The export gives you data in HTML, PDF, Excel and CSV. Let's take a print. This is how the reports are generated using export. These reports are not modifiable, whereas on the other hand, export plus allows you to modify your reports. For example, you want company name first, then salary code and then salary name. You want serial number also, and you want the sorting done by salary scheme. So this is how you can generate your required reports like this. Now you can save this template by giving a template name for future use. Give a name and click on save. This is how your templates have been saved. Next time when you go to Export Plus, under the Report Template section, you will get your saved templates. When you select the template, the selections that you have already saved will be automatically fetched. This avoids the rework of the user each and every time you wish to generate the report. These salary schemes, once they are given the formulas have been generated for these. Now they will be applied to the various employees. Prior that, let's see a feature import that is provided in IFW Campus ERP 2.0. These master data which you entered by going on each particular form and doing one single entry at a time, you can import the bulk data at a time. For example, you can import the allowances and deductions, you can import the advances given to the employees, you can import the salary schemes, salary variables, the salary schemes that are applied on employees, and salary accounts also. If you have the data in Excel prepared with you, just copy and paste that data here. Under each respective column, put the entries. After that, click on Validate. The section below will give you the validation. Then, using this import button, you can simply import the data. The data will be inserted, and if it already exists, it will be updated. So this is how you can import these various details. If you want to import the salary schemes applied on employees, that is also possible. If you have the data with you in Excel, just copy and paste that data in the space provided here. Each and every column should have the correct data respectively. Once this data is inserted in each and every column, follow the same process like validate and then import. You will get this bulk data inserted in ERP just in no time. Then comes the form section. Let's look at the form Employee Advances. This form allows you to keep a record of the advances given to the employees, or any advance amount from the salary has been requested by the employee and you have approved it and you have paid it to employee. Let's see how it is done. select the date on which the advance was requested, select the employee who wants the advance. The employee details will be fetched like the employee code, salary scheme, pay scale, etc. Give the amount that has been requested by the employee. If there is any previous advance given to this employee, that record will be fetched here. Give the references. Suppose it has been approved by the management or it has been referred by the management. Give the reason that why this advance amount is being taken. So this is how you can define the amounts. Now, whether the amount is being paid in cash or in check. If it is being paid in cash, simply save your records. If it is being paid in check, put the check details here like the check number, check date, bank name through which the advance will be given, and the bank account details. So this is how your records are being saved and kept in ERP. Similar to the previous forms, export and export plus features allow you to generate the reports, like export gives you the records in this format without any editing, and export plus allows you to modify your reports as per your requirement, like you selected the employee name, salary scheme, then advance date, reference and reason. You use the various options as per your requirement and generated the report. This is how your report has been modified or generated. You can also save this template by using a template name and click on save. This template has been saved for future use. In order to avoid any rework, you can simply select this template. All the selections will be shown as per they were done, and click on print to generate your report. This dynamic feature of Export Plus allows you to generate the reports accordingly. Similar to the advances, there is another form, employee loans, which is used to keep the records of loans given to the employees. For example, you can enter the details, select the particular employee, select the loan amount that has been requested. Let's say 85,000 was requested. Give a loan date and the amount which was sanctioned. If the complete amount was sanctioned, you have to enter that amount. If not that amount was sanctioned, some other amount is sanctioned, you have to give this detail. 80,000 were sanctioned out of 85,000. Give the name of the employee who verified it and give the name of the employee who sanctioned it. If interest is applicable, you have to choose which kind of interest will be done or which type of interest will be applicable. Whether it will be a flat interest, let's say flat interest of 2%, and the number of months in which the employee will pay this amount back is 12 months. So accordingly, the EMI will be calculated. If it is a recurring type of interest or custom type of interest, you can use these options also. This is how your entries are done. Similar to the previous form, you have to mention whether the loan is given in cash or in check. If it is in check, give the check details, the bank name and the bank account. Like this, you have to save your records. Here also, Export and Export Plus features allow you to generate the reports. These are the desired reports. You can also modify these reports using the Export Plus. You can generate the reports according to your requirement. For example, you don't want these much fields, you want only the selected fields like employee name, amount requested and amount sanctioned. So you can generate your reports like this. So these are the three fields that were required by the user. Still, if you want a detailed report, you can also use these options, whether the interest was taken, interest type, rate, month, EMI, payment mode and the loan date. Select the serial number and export your report. This is how the details are being provided in the report. You can also save this template for the future use in a Whenever you go to Export Plus next time, these saved templates will be listed under this report template section. Just choose it from here. All your details that were selected will be fetched automatically. This avoids your every time rework of selecting the fields and making your choices. You can simply generate your reports by clicking on print. Next in the list is the investments. If any investments are done by your employees and you wish to keep the records, this form helps you to do so. You can keep your investment records of employees using this form in ERP. Select the employee name, select the date, financial year for which the investment has been made, under which law the investment has been made, the investment amount. What is the investment amount? Let's say this. The exemption amount, if any, this will be auto-calculated by the laws that you have defined here and the formulas that are defined under these laws. Give a particular remark and save your reports. You can also generate these reports using the Export and Export Plus features. This is how the reports are generated using Export, and by using Export Plus, you can rearrange these fields as we have shown earlier, like employee name, investment for the financial year, submission date, law name and remark. You rearranged your fields or you selected the required field. The general employee details will be fetched from employee registration. You have to select the account, like whether the salary will be paid from this particular account or this particular account, the company through which the salary will be paid. There is one more option, create separate ledger. It means a separate ledger in accounts will be created for the salary payment of this employee. If you don't check this option, a single voucher will be posted for the complete salary amount that has been paid. Current salary details will show you these salary details that have been applicable on these employees, like what is the pay scale, what is the grade pay, what is the basic salary, any incentives if given, any allowances, other allowances or deductions that have been made. You can check these details here, and finally what will be the net salary given to the employee is also mentioned here in the current salary details. Now, how to apply the salary schemes on the employees? Go to these salary schemes, click on Add, select the company name, select the month for which the salary will be applicable, select the payment mode, whether the salary will be given monthly or whether it is a lecture based or both. Select the salary scheme that is being applied on this particular employee. Give a pay scale detail. What is the pay scale for this particular employee? It can be any, let's say 7th pay. Now, give here the basic salary or pay scale amount. Let the pay scale be, and the basic salary is the sum of pay scale and the grade pay. So this is how your basic salary is calculated. If there is any TDS deduction, the amount will be inserted here. This is how the amount has been inserted here. Your PPF and NPS details will be inserted here, and applicable from, that your salary scheme will be applicable from which month. Define your increment period here and click on active. Only the active salary schemes will be flown further. Now we created a salary variable, if you remember. Then we put that salary variable in the formula. For example, for conveyance allowance, we put the variable in the formula itself. Now we will put the amount here. This amount is varying from employee to employee. Let's say this 1000 rupees as conveyance allowance and some other employee might be getting 800 as per the route. Click on add. So this is how the salary scheme is added, and click on save in order to save the complete record. The salary schemes are applied using this form. You can use this export and export plus features to generate the desired reports. This is how your salary schemes applied to the employees will be fetched using export, and similarly you can use the export plus button. In the export plus, you can choose your desired fields as per your report requirement. Suppose you want the employee code, employee name, joining date, employee group, registration date, and generate the report. Once the salary schemes have been applied to the employees, you can generate the salary for the employees. There are two processes for generating the salary. One, you can generate the salary for individual staff, and another, you can generate the salary for whole staff at a time. Let's see the individual staff salary generation first. Salary generation individual. Here, you have to select a particular employee. All the salary details applicable on him will be flown here. Along with the general details, you can see the salary details also. What is the basic salary? What is the grade pay? If you are using a biometric machine, you can fetch your attendance directly by clicking on this fetch. Otherwise, you can insert the attendance here. This is the attendance that has been fetched from the biometric machine. You can also insert the attendance here directly, that whether the salary will be calculated for 31 days or 30 days as per your rules. All the details are visible here. Click on calculate. The salary will be calculated. When the salary is calculated, you can see the details here, that what are the allowances, what are the deductions, and what is the net salary generated after the allowances and deductions are made. This is the gross salary, and this is the net salary that have been generated after all allowances and deductions. Now you can pay the salary using these three payment modes: in cash, in check, or in bank transfer. If you want to pay the salary in cash, you can simply select the option and click on save. If you want to pay the salary through a check, you have to enter the check details here and the check date. Select the bank account through which the salary will be paid. If it is a bank transfer, you have to insert the transaction date and the account. So this is how the transactions are done in the salary. This was the salary generation for one single staff. Next is the salary generation for whole staff. This is the another process of generating the salary. Here you can generate the salaries for all the staff members in bulk. Select the company, select the salary month, select the salary scheme, and you can directly fetch your employees which are lying under this scheme will be listed here. For example, this is the employee. Now select the employee, check the details, grade pay, pay scale, basic salary. All this information has been flown from the employee salary scheme where we have applied the details in masters. This is the total attendance that has been fetched from biometric machine. If you want to edit it, you can edit the detail here. There are three options: total attendance. It means the number of days for which the salary will be calculated. Out of this, how many are present? Let's say 26. How many are absent? Let's say 0. And how many were the week offs? Let's say 4. So this is how you have to define. If there is any holiday in this month, you have to define that. If any fine has to be charged, you can define that. If any fine or for late entry or late arrival is to be charged, you can also define that. So these are various options provided here. You can just have a look and define the amount accordingly. As per the present count mentioned by us and the total present absent details given, the gross salary and net salary will be calculated. You can check the allowance and deduction details using this detail button. Click on calculate in order to calculate the salary. So these are the deductions and allowances that are being applied on this particular employee. Once the salary has been generated, you can use salary distribution to distribute the salary. Only those employees for whom the salary has been generated will flow here. Like, we selected the various options and clicked on Fetch Employee. The employees for which the salary has been generated are fetched in this list. You can just have a look at the generated salary and verify the records. Select the employee for whom you want to distribute the salary. Select the payment mode, whether it be cash, check, online, bank transfer, whether it is a cash and check combination. It means some of the amount is given in cash and some of the amount is given in check. You can use these options accordingly. Here, all the three payment modes are being used to give the salary. So you can choose your options, enter the required details and click on Pay Employee. Once you have clicked on Pay Employees, the salaries have been paid to employees. You can check the paid salary details on this particular tab. Select the particular company, click on Paid List. You will get the details here. These are the employees for whom you have paid the salary, and this is the particular amount that has been paid. If you wish to generate the pay slip, you can directly generate it from here. This is how a pay slip is generated for any selected employee. You can also select multiple employees at a time and generate multiple pay slips at a time. These pay slips can also be generated from the report section using custom reports. From here, you can generate the pay slips. This is how the pay slips are generated in bulk. Other than the pay slip, custom report is also used to generate the salary slips in various formats. Let's have a look at the salary slip format. This is the format for salary slip. You can also modify these formats using custom templates, as it will be shown in the utility module demonstration. This was all about payroll